Thanks for tuning in and welcome back to the shop. If you have this generation of Fuso Canter and you're interested in adding more equipment to your dash, this is a video you want to watch. Stick around. Now, if you've been watching the build series of this truck, you know that I'm working on about 37 things at the same time. And that's why one video you'll see me welding and another one you'll see me working in the cab, then I'm working on the axle. I jump all over the place. If you recall, a couple of videos back, I was working on a switch panel and a touchscreen radio install inside the cab. And one wise person, Larry, thank you, same Larry who sent me the lug nut indicators, said now we just need a spot to put the gauges. And as I'm sure you saw in the thumbnail, I went to work on that. Because now I've created a second insert that goes either where the radio is or where the mini glove box was, that'll hold 3 gauges. Let me show you a little bit more about how that's going to work.
As with the switch panel, I've drawn up the gauge panel in SketchUp. There are a couple of differences from the switch panel as I've had to move where the catch tabs are to avoid the gauges, as well as shift areas of the stiffener since the gauges are such a tight fit. With that drawn up and sliced, it's loaded into Octoprint where I can do a quick preview of the layers. Next I check the extruder and bed temperatures. Make sure that the time-lapse camera is set up to frame what I want to see. Check to see if we're up to temp and the bed's not quite there. So I'll double check my time-lapse settings are configured properly. And with the temperatures where they need to be, we'll hit go. From here my slightly modified Ender 3 V2 takes over and all I have to do is watch. Aside from seeing it in real time, I can watch it through the internet on the screen here. I can also check the tool path in real time to see what's actually happening. And I'll usually watch at least the first layer go down, monitoring the temperatures to make sure that everything's working properly. And we're off to the races. Kind of mesmerizing, isn't it? Watching things appear out of thin air. One gauge panel ready to go.
Back inside the cab, let's take a look at how it fits. So here we have the spot where the glove box, radio, and little pocket used to be, and here we have the panel with the switches and gauges installed in it. Pop it in place. Now we've got nice, easy access to the switches and whatever gauges we want to put in here. These are the standard, I think they're 2 1/8 inch. They are a very tight fit to go in here. As you can see, there's not a lot of room, and there's not a lot of room on the back side. At first I was thinking it wasn't actually going to fit and that I may have to trim some, but no trimming has been made to this bezel at all. So if you ever want to go back to the factory radio and pocket, you simply pop these back out and put everything back the way that it was. Nothing has been modified on the truck. Nothing has been modified on the bezel. These simply pop into place with little tabs where the original pieces went in, and I've just removed the glove box pocket that was in here previously. That's where my new radio is going to go, and same on this side with the original radio and the original little pocket. So again, very straightforward. These snap into place. There's no cutting, there's no modifying. This piece pops back on. These gauges are very tight fitting for clearance, so especially on the end, I've got this one in here, has a metal bracket. I'm not sure that the plastic bracket would actually have enough room, but the reality is the fit in here is so tight that I don't even think you need these brackets on the back. I think you could just push the gauges in and they would stay there. Once again, popped in this space here once I get this reprinted, will be where my touchscreen nav radio is going. Let me know what you think. Larry, you're a champ once again, and I will be sending you one of these. If anybody is interested, I will have both these and these available for people to purchase if you are so looking for. Now these are 3D printed parts, so there is a bit of a plastic grain that you'll see in them, but they are very smooth on the front. As you can see, there's my reflection right about there. Let me know what you think in the comments section down below, and if you're interested in one of these, go into the video description. You will find an email address where you can send me an email and I can send one out to you. I'm not going to be charging very much for these. They're pretty easy for me to make. I would really appreciate if any of you are purchasing stuff on Amazon, follow one of my links in the description. It really does help me out. It doesn't cost you anything, and it does help me. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.